Welcome back to the Citystead, everyone. So what I've been wanting to do is show you guys something that's kind of like my pride and joy out of my yard. I had started these plants 3 years ago, and I'm really looking forward to what they do in the future. And I've never showed them off to you guys. Maybe like one time way back you kind of seen a glimpse of them, but I've never actually shown them off. So today I'm going to show you my awesome pride and joy plant on my Citystead. Are you ready? This is my pawpaws that I've been growing. I got two of them here. I got a little guy and a little bigger guy. So this all started probably about 4 years ago when I started really looking into permaculture, and I found out about this thing called the Michigan banana, or the Indiana banana, or the northern banana. Or it's got a million different names, but they're all the same thing. They're all pawpaws, and it's America's largest native fruit. And it's kind of like a elusive plant. I've never seen them out in the wild. I know a bunch of other people have found them and been able to harvest fruit from them. I have never found a wild pawpaw yet. And I'm really dying to get a taste of one of these things ever since I heard about them. So I've had to do a little bit of working on it myself. So this one right here, when I originally bought it, was about this high. It was a start from a seed, and I planted it, and I did a lot of research into what kind of conditions they like, and I think some of the reason they struggle to grow, or at least that I've found them, is that they seem to like to be the understory of a food forest type thing for quite a while. Once they reach like a maturity age of like 7 years when they can produce fruit, they actually like to be the main canopy. So how do you get a fruit from being an understory to a canopy? For me, this is kind of like a, how do you do that? I don't know. So what I did was I planted this in like a very shady area underneath two big box elder trees. I don't know if you can see them up there. They're pretty big. They've been there a long time. I'm hoping that when this actually reaches like 7-8 years old, that I'll actually get those cut down so that these can really thrive then. But until then, they really like the shade and just the dense growth, which is why I don't do a lot of weeding. You see down here, I got a lot of just normal wild type growth stuff down here. So this is what I understood as being the environment they really like to grow. And I would say, I think it's pretty true. This thing is 3 years old, and it has probably grown 3 foot tall. I can't believe it. It's so incredible, and I'm so pumped about this. The pawpaw is just this mysterious fruit I've never had, and I don't know why, but I just fell in love with it when I started reading about it and researching into permaculture and stuff. So this was like a must-have for me. At the same time that I bought the taller one there, and I started that one 3 years ago, I also got my hands on a couple of seeds. Now I started this from seed, and I just started both seeds that I had, which I only got 2. I don't know why they're so hard to get, but I had 2. I put them in the ground. This one actually worked. The other one, it petered out and died on me. So I don't even know what kind of this is. That other one is called a sunflower pawpaw, but the smaller one, I have no idea. It's just a pawpaw seed that I got and I started, and this is where we're at with it. And it is not growing as well as the start did, but it's also had to sprout and do all that other stuff. So I'm pretty impressed with this one also. I think I still got a lot more time on this one before I would ever get anything, and I'm only 3 years into it. So I'm really looking at possibly another 4 years before either one of these could even pay off. But this is like my pride and joy of my yard, and I love the idea of the pawpaw, and I like the way the leaves are. You kind of see like these big, like, I don't know, tropical style leaves on it. It's just amazing to me. I love this plant, this tree. I'm really hoping that one day I will be able to share my first pawpaw harvest with you guys, and maybe even possibly my own pawpaw seeds that I can hand out to people. I think that would be really neat. But I've never showed you guys these things, and I've been working on this project for over 4 years. They've only been in the ground 3 years, but I've been working on it for 4 years. I'm trying to figure out where to be a good spot to do it and how to get some, because they seemed hard to get when I first started. I see a lot more people have pawpaw seeds now, but when I first started trying to find them, it was a little bit tougher for me to find them. I'm really interested in this. You know, they say the fruit is like this nice custardy fruit. Now, big old seeds in it they gotta scoop out. And one of the problems that we don't really see the fruit around, even though it is a native tree to our country and it should be abundant everywhere, is that the fruit, once it is ripe, it's ripe for a very short time and it doesn't transport very easy. So finding fresh pawpaws anywhere is super hard unless you know somebody with a bunch of pawpaw trees, which I do not yet. My parents have 85 acres. I've searched all over those. I have yet to find myself a pawpaw tree on there, which I'm kind of shocked about. I thought for sure I would be able to find one. I found some elderberries, no pawpaws. I know it's super shady over here, but that's what they like. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm super excited about how big they've gotten and how just well they look like they're doing. So I'm thinking the whole idea of it being the understory plant in the food forest was probably a good idea to start it. If I would have put it in full sun, I'm not exactly sure it would have done as well as what it's doing right now. And from everything I read, it seems like this is the right environment, and it sure looks like it. So I really just wanted to show you guys the pawpaws. I really love that tree. I think it's a really neat, awesome tree, and I can't wait to see what it does in the future. And this will be a good record for me to be able to look back and see what it looked like this year as opposed to next year. And if it grows as much as it did this year, I think next year it's gonna look crazy huge and it's gonna be awesome. So that's all I got for you guys. I can't wait to have a pawpaw. We'll see you guys in the next one.